This too, on what she says, would attract serious punishment.
It should be reported to the NJC and necessary action will be taken. It is not fair, even on the judiciary, when these allegations are made and nothing is done to substantiate them or to follow up on them.
You, God don't catch you. You are alive or people say you go meet person for kiwi. I'm there. Whoa, you are finished.
Bobrisky has, however, denied all the allegations in a post on Instagram on Wednesday, saying that the audio recording is fake.
All right. So in respect to what Falz the bad guy posted, a letter that says I should retract my statement and I should apologize for defaming him. First of all, before Falz posted that, Seun Kuti called me and he said, Verydarkman, I just finished speaking with Falz the bad guy. I want you to call him. I'll send you his number. I want you to call him so that you guys can talk. You know, and I said, Egbon, I don't want to talk to Falz.
We also know other skeletal Indomie activities that went on in that place.
On fire.
So please, Verydarkman, well, I know you get to the end of the matter.
The ongoing between Verydarkman, Mr. Ose, Falz the bad guy, a singer and a lawyer called Falana, and his father, Femi Falana, and of course, Bobrisky, called Idris Okuneye, alongside the Nigerian institution that is supposed to fight against corruption. I'm talking of EFCC. And the top of it, the Nigerian Correctional Center. Well, you will be seeing a lot, and I want you guys to pay attention to this one from the beginning till the end. The judiciary is also dragged into this, not because the judiciary did not do the needful. They are there to interpret the law and also to pass judgment. The institution called the enforcement agency, they are the ones that are supposed to do the needful. But we are hearing that a 15 million, a 10 million was paid to this institution, to this agency, and to that. EFCC, Bobrisky, NCOS, all accused of this criminal act. Well, the man behind all of this is a guy in the United States who had recorded Bobrisky, and due to some financial argument, he had released this, handed it over to Verydarkman. He put it out there. But those that Verydarkman had called out, they are lawyers, seasoned lawyers. One of them is the one supporting, or let's say, out there defending Wunmi, the wicked widow who allegedly took the life of an upcoming music artist called Ilerioluwa Promise Aloba, aka Mohbad. Well, let us proceed. It's going to be what I call a roller coaster. Don't forget to like and share. Don't forget to tap on the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell if you're just coming across this platform. And to those that have tapped on the text button, the one with the love icon and the dollar sign in the middle of it, may God bless you. May God replenish your pockets. If you also want to be a part of this, you want to encourage us to do more, you can as well tap on the same button. Let's get right into it.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Nigerian Correctional Service have been implicated in a bribery scandal that has set social media abuzz on Tuesday. A social media influencer who goes by the name Verydarkman posted a video which revealed an audio recording allegedly made by popular cross-dresser Bobrisky, saying that he had bribed some officials of the anti-graft agency with 15 million naira to drop the money laundering charges against him before he was sentenced to 6 months in prison on April 12th for abusing the naira. Bobrisky also allegedly claimed in the audio recording that he never spent a night in prison and that Femi Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria and the father of popular musician Falz, was hired to secure a presidential pardon for him in exchange for 10 million naira. Bobrisky has, however, denied all the allegations in a post on Instagram on Wednesday, saying that the audio recording is fake.
You know, I was on my way to the prison. Then my godfather called me and said, "You will not enter that prison, don't worry. Let me make arrangements for an apartment close to the prison. That is going to call the controller that's overall in Nigeria and Abuja, and I will talk to them. They shall talk before I come back. They now took me to one apartment that I must not come out till I finish my sentence. That the Oga said they should come out. The Oga said they should come and keep me here. That I mustn't go like enter data, but nobody should know that I'm not there.
Yes.
You know. So they said the guy will collect money.
All right. I mean, this has caused a lot of frenzy on social media. There's the person that they said was implicated, Haliru Naba, who's the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. That was one of the names that was called in that audio recording. Again, it's still an allegation. Well, Verydarkman's post, which has since gone viral, has caught the attention of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Ministry of Interior. Both agencies have ordered an immediate investigation into the allegations. The post has also caught the attention of Falz, who on Wednesday demanded a 24-hour retraction from Verydarkman for defamation after he claimed that Falz may have been complicit in the scandal and also questioned his sexual orientation. All right, of course, we know that Falz is the son of a senior advocate. He's already gone to social media to post his retraction demand from Verydarkman. If I can read some of the excerpts of that letter. Let me pull that up. To set the record straight, our client never at any point initiated a conversation with Mrs. Idris or Mr. Idris Okuneye. Our client has documentary evidence that Mr. Idris was in fact the one who initiated a call. Specifically, on the 4th of May 2024, Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, contacted our client requesting a phone conversation with him. Our client obliged, having knowledge of the Naira abuse charges levied against him and genuinely believing he might require legal advice. Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, called shortly after, but instead of soliciting legal advice, stated that he was in distress and needed financial assistance of about 3 million naira, which he claimed he needed to pay some officials to be permitted to stay in the VIP section of the correctional center. In the letter, Falana asked for a public apology to be published across all platforms where the false defamation was disseminated. The letter added that there should be a retraction and apology to be issued within 24 hours or would pursue legal actions, including claims for monetary damages. There was another statement that was in that letter, which was the main defamation. Falz had said, without contacting our client, you went ahead, that is Verydarkman, to publish a careless statement containing multiple allegations, including an insinuation that our client is involved in a homosexual affair and intended to get a presidential pardon for Mr. Idris Okuneye. Verydarkman, Verydarkman, violent. He has actually responded, Ayo. I watched his post, I believe it was on YouTube, and he talked about the fact that, you know, he did not accuse Falz of anything, but you heard in that video, if you all heard that video clip, he did insinuate that Falz may have been homosexual. But I think the big story here is the accusation, really, of the EFCC officials and the Nigerian Correctional Facility. I would like to start with Dr. Abati, really, on this conversation.
Okay, I mean, this is a very disturbing thing.
Yeah.
The first point we must admit is that all the parties involved have been saying, oh, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. First, social media interaction, electronic interaction, that's what we have seen. First, to establish that people must know that what you do on on a phone or internet or computer and all that. The evidence is admissible in law in Nigeria. Section 84 of the Evidence Act of 2011, and also Section 258 of the Evidence Act. And also, we have the book on electronic evidence in Nigeria. The one of the authorities that I know is that of Justice Alaba Ajileye. So nobody should say, oh, it's not my voice, it's this and that. The court can admit the evidence and investigate it. That's number one. Number two is that Verydarkman, I think his name is Victor Esse. He has said, oh, is it Martins? Martins Esse, whatever. That, oh, he didn't say those things. He just asked a question that his Falz also. No, there's something in law called innuendo. Absolutely. If you just make any unnecessary innuendo that is defamatory per se, you can be called to question. And it is on the basis of that counsel to Falz, that's Mr. Falana Jr., Falana, has said there should be a retraction. What he has said, through his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju, that, oh, he didn't say so. Well, he will have, if Falana decides to go to court, he will have to go and defend himself. Yes. Number three, he also alleged that Femi Falana, SAM, was involved in this attempt to procure pardon. In terms of the implication for the justice administration system in Nigeria, that's a very serious matter. Yeah. In that same video, there was evidence, the allusion that Bobrisky, his name is Idris Okuneye, was said to have been sentenced to prison. First, that he procured the reduction of the charges. Yes. And second, that a certain godfather intervened, and instead of going to prison, they paid a certain controller general, and he stayed in a flat. These are very disturbing things about the justice system in Nigeria. But I've seen people who say anything is possible here. After all, we were in this country when a certain person, who shall remain nameless, was in prison, and his wife, he impregnated his wife from prison. And in fact, there was a naming ceremony while he was still in prison. Yeah. How did he get to a position where he impregnated his wife?
Immaculate conception.
Immaculate conception. This is where I want you to come in, Rufai, really quickly, because this is the bigger conversation. The fact that, our prison system, allegedly so porous. I mean, if you had seen some reports from FIJ, Fushayo Soyombo, he had posted different, there was a time he spent in jail. He went undercover, and he did reveal damning evidence about the fact that our prison system is like this.
So that report is out there, and the question is, what will the Minister of Interior do? So generally, he has said that they will order an investigation. We'll see the outcome of that investigation. There are some investigations we're waiting. We're also waiting for the EFCC as regards to 15 million that was said to be given to some EFCC officials to be able to give them, to be able to drop those charges of money laundering. Yes. Because all of us too were surprised when that thing happened, because all of a sudden it was money laundering charges plus Naira flunking. Yes. Then all of a sudden money laundering dropped. Then it was just only Naira flunking before it went in for this. Then also, we will have to have investigations deeply, because we've heard a lot of complaints, especially as regards to prison service, what goes on there. In fact, we've had like 2 people bring letters officially that I have sent to the minister himself as regards the state of our prison and what is really going on there. So we'd like to get to the end of the matter. As regards the Verydarkman revelation, if Bobrisky is saying that he didn't say all those things, I think we also need to have a private investigation where we subject Bobrisky's voice to forensics.
Yes, because there is
so that AI. We can get so that we can get a full forensic outlook as regards what happened. And as regards Falz writing that letter saying they should retract, when you look at Verydarkman's expose, there were some things he needed to have been careful on. I think just playing the audio will have been added. A lot of mistakes were made in the analysis, where he went ahead to cast aspersion and say, oh, this person is defending this person, so they shouldn't go that way. Like Dr. Abati said, he left room for innuendos there. Because when you read Fal's rebuttal, he now gave a full context to the conversations, saying that they were even telling them that you don't need to pay for any pardon.
No, not for any pardon, for the VIP section. The only conversation they had was a 3 million naira conversation.
Whatever. So he gave
VIP.
some clarity as regards the context in that matter. But all of this too is not ending, because you know all of this really started because of money. The person that released that audio to Verydarkman was being owed money by Bobrisky. And the money has been paid. And Verydarkman says he's not going to release the audio.
Wait, has the money been paid?
Yes, the money has been paid, 4 million naira.
Yes,
he showed the update. In fact, Bobrisky was calling the person and was even willing to pay. So the money has been paid. I think to get to the nitty-gritty of this matter, because me, I love Wawulens. Verydarkman said more names were mentioned in the part B of the audio. Verydarkman, we beg you, with everything we hold, for the integrity and the safety and the love we have for this country, you must release that part 2 of that audio.
We need it.
We need it. Absolutely. We need to be able to hear more names. We need to be able to get to the end of this matter. Maybe in that part 2, we will know the godfather that procured the flat apartments.
That
called the controller. Maybe we will also know other skeletal Indomie activities that went on in that place.
On fire.
So please, Verydarkman, I know you get to the end of the matter.
Except it's just for Wawulens. When the information comes out, what will happen?
Investigation.
That's what I'm saying.
Usually, See,
hold on.
I take this matter now.
No, I agree
because
with
it's a
you.
state matter. We need to get to the end of it.
The reason I said that is because, like Dr. Abati cited, this is not the first time we have heard or seen or that we know that things untowards are happening in the prison service.
Yes, that's the main point.
Fisayo Shoyombo he went in at the risk of his life. What happened? So what will just happen is it will be social media sensation for a few weeks.
Well, I hope not.
I'm just saying, what has happened in the past?
Well, I hope not.
But because names have been, that's what I'm saying is that people say, oh my goodness, did you hear? How many times have exposés been done and nothing has happened? But let me just say something. The spirit behind this as well, and I was going to clarify that. Recall that the reason why he released this audio in the first place was almost tantamount to blackmail of Bobrisky. That's another angle, because he told Bobrisky that if you don't pay me the money, I will release. And then he recorded that audio without the knowledge, I want to assume, of Bobrisky. So there's another thing around there as well, on the side of Bobrisky, that there's blackmail elements there.
But we can only say that because Bobrisky has denied the audio. We can only say that if it is confirmed.
He's the one. So I'm giving you a way out,
If it's confirmed by forensic expert, that's actually Bobrisky's audio. Then we'll now go into privacy laws.
Yes, exactly.
Because that one too, we cannot, because people also do it in our country. You have conversation and they record your conversations.
Okay, well, all right.
Only a court of law can determine
all of this. I want to say so that we can end.
Made one point too, that justice in this country will seem to be only for the rich people, that the poor do not have access to justice at a theoretical level. But access to justice is an important point.
Absolutely. Talking about
but the legal issues, the dramatist personnel there can sort it out, including the public officials that have been mentioned using their positions to trade.
All right, talking about justice is going to lead me to my next story. We all have to sum this up. Bobrisky, who is in the center of the story, has denied all allegations at this point, so we are not accusing anybody on...
We all know all these double standards that play around in the world. The double standard, you go put Sheung and VDM inside cell, put Bobrisky for apartment. That's the double standard of the world that we live in. And all of them, they clap for them, they cheer them on. Because that's the big boy lifestyle. That's the enjoyment. That's what people respect. That's what people respect. They go there for you for after. Everybody go say, don't forget.
First of all, before Falz posted that, Sean Kuti called me and he said, Verydarkman, I just finished speaking with Falz the bad guy. I want you to call him. I'll send you his number. I want you to call him so that you guys can talk. You know, and I said, Egbon, I don't want to talk to Falz. Then he said, no, you need to hear what he wants to say, you know. And then I sent Falz a message, we got on a call. And then when we got on the call, then he said he wasn't happy. Then I said, how far? Then he started talking, you know. I said, he said he was started talking about defamation, that he wasn't happy. Then I said, Falz, I thought you're calling me to tell me your own side of the story so that I will know what's up, you know. But I don't understand what's going on now. So at a point in the conversation, I felt like Falz was recording me, you know. And then I said, Falz, I feel like you're recording me. I feel like you're trying to get evidence from me or trying to make me say something so that you can hold me by my wrist, you know. And then when I said it, he could not defend that, you know. Then he went on saying things like, since you know me on social media or my family, have you ever heard anything negative about myself or my father? I said, I have never heard anything negative about your father, Femi Falana. However, you yourself have heard something negative about you. Then he said, what have you heard about me? Then I said, my bro, it is for my own consumption and not for me to tell you, you know. So it was almost as if he was trying to pick my brain to know what I know and the length of things that I know. Well, anyways, that's by the way. Then the whole conversation ended up with me telling Falz that, thank God you are a lawyer, so you will not need to pay a lawyer to stand for you in court. But as for me, I did not defame you, and I'm standing that I did not defame you. So I will see you in court. That's number one. Number two, I did not read what Falz posted until later. And then when I read what Falz posted, I said, wait a minute. Bobrisky is saying that the voice call was fake. And now Falz is confirming that Bobrisky, they actually had a call. Do you understand? The only difference is that he's saying that Bobrisky was the one that called him, while Bobrisky is saying that it's Falz that called him. Falz is saying Bobrisky has him for 3 million. Bobrisky is saying that Falz said he should pay a lawyer with his father 10 million naira. Do you understand? Now, what I expect Falz to do, instead of addressing that letter to me, I expected you to address that letter to Bobrisky, requesting that he should clear your name off that voice call, and he should clear Uncle Falana's name off that call, not you coming for me.
Welcome back, welcome back. As this drama unfolds, you might be surprised at the intrigues. Yes, there is going to be a lot that will surface. That's because, like I have said it times without number, ever since the NSAS started and ended the way it ended partially, I knew that there is a new awakening inside a lot of Nigerians. They are beginning to learn and understand, because it is one thing for you to call yourself an activist or say you are protesting without having proper understanding or re-educating yourself about certain things. Many people grew up in a system that they have come to see as a way of life. It has become a norm. Not that once in a while they do not get pricked here and there and they are like, hey, this is not supposed to be, and this country, that country, this. But people have not yet been able to grasp that education of how things are supposed to be. They've not been able to pick the full details or the final details of it. But slowly, just imagine how this Mohbad's justice of has continued to trend. It would never have been like this. People would have forgotten about it, but ever since that NSAS, something sparked up. In that NSAS, we got the likes of Verydarkman and many other people who are still here and there doing their own bit. Now, do not get it wrong. That does not mean that any of these people are saints or righteous. That you, at a particular time, you are advocating for justice or advocating for peace, advocating for whatever, does not mean that you are a saint. That's a mistake that a lot of people will be making, thinking that Verydarkman, that person, oh, these people are holy, they are saints. No. They might fall, or they might even be involved in some other activities that will, end that their quest for justice or the journey towards it. The thing about Bobrisky, let's go down there. You heard from our no-nonsense journalists. They like violence and they do not accept peace. They like trouble. They like problems. They don't like peace. This journalists, this group of journalists are rare to find. They are not. You don't find them everywhere. It takes a lot of guts for you to speak truth to power. It takes a lot of guts to face certain issues. Like I was saying, that someone saying certain things does not mean that they themselves are without their own stain. For example, one of the journalists there, he also did something terrible, I think sometimes last year or 2 years ago, where he had driven against traffic and was stopped by an enforcement agency agent, and he did a lot of terrible things. He had even threatened, saying, do you know who I am? Do you know who I can call? I will call the governor right now. Your uniform will be taken off you. What do you call that? So I want you guys to grasp and understand that at times a tool can be used. That does not mean that that tool will not end up with whatever. So Bobrisky, like any other person who the EFCC are dragged to the court, he definitely will be looking for ways out. Why? Because that is all that he knows. Like, if I have money, if I know people, I think I should be able to get. It's a normal human thing all over the world. I have money, I know people, I have connection, or if there is a way for me to get out, it's called self-preservation. Is there a way I can get out of this crime? Is there a way I can get out of it? Now, it is now left for the law. When I say the law, I don't mean some abstract or some non-existing or not living thing. No, I'm talking about it's now left for human beings who want to uphold the rule of law to say, no, look, we cannot accept this anymore. Who roped Bobrisky? That's a question some people who are supporters of Bobrisky are saying. Who roped Bobrisky? No, it's a crime that has been there. He's not the only one that has mutilated Naira or done all of this. But Bobrisky became too loud, and certain persons have decided to look into his case. Like, wait, this guy that is always talking and bragging, trying to sell this LGBTQ thing / no, I'm a cross-dresser. Let us deal with him. He went to court. According to him, his lawyer botched the case by telling him to claim guilty. If he had said, no, I didn't do this, maybe his case would have been like that of Cubana chief priest, who was also arrested, invited and taken to the court, and he said, I am not guilty. So it has to do with a lot of factors. So in between this, Bobrisky had looked for ways of securing himself in prison. He probably felt that he might not be surviving in prison due to his secret orientation. So he wanted a VIP section. He had called Falz the bad man or bad guy. Falz claimed, no, he didn't call me. But how does this connect together? Corruption and nothing more. Now, was Bobrisky trying to scam the dude in the US who had leaked the audio into giving him money that he had to pay 150 million to this, he had to pay this 3 million, 10 million, this and that, and Falz the bad guy called his father and they had helped him to get presidential pardon? Well, anything is possible. That's the truth of it. Everything is possible. That is the truth of it. Did they help him get presidential pardon? Or it's a scam? Did they assist him with some underground legal work? That I don't know. But from what Bobrisky is saying and what Falz is saying, it seems we have established that there was a conversation between the two of them. Who called first? Who did not call first? Well, as it is, we don't know. One said the other had asked for 3 million. The other said, I gave Falz's father this X and Y amount of money, like they helped me to package my situation so that I don't stay in prison. I actually stayed in a flat very close to the prison. So it brings us to this dude who is also like Bobrisky, Michael Jackson, or is he what he calls himself, Brown James or James Brown? One, he said he went to the correctional center and he has spotted Bobrisky, that Bobrisky is fine. He took pictures, but without Bobrisky. And now that everything has blown out of proportion, questions are being asked. Is it true? Did you really see Bobrisky? Or you are part of the game? And who is that godfather? Is it the Bob Daddy? For those who do not know what that means, you need to listen to the lyrics. From what we heard, a lot of views on Bob Daddy. That's because people now connected Puff Daddy, who is facing his own trials and tribulation in the US, to the song of Falz, the bad guy, who people are beginning to question his sexual orientation, because till today he is not married to nobody, and you cannot really point to the girlfriend of Bob Daddy. So people went back like, wait, that song Bob Daddy, Stay Fresh, you know, that song. People are like, wait, we are going back to some of the lyrics and songs of Puff Daddy and the baby oil thing, and now it's connecting us to this same guy who took pictures or videos. I feel that there might be some nothing, let me just put it that way, but things are somehow adding up somehow, and it is not really making sense somehow. But let us all treat these as allegations anyway. Allegation.